it's Khaki. Today, I would like to talk about something that I think a lot of us enjoy. In fact, it was one of the main reasons that I had weight loss surgery: travel. I love to travel, as I know many of you do. And after you have weight loss surgery, there are kind of some new challenges to it, things you have to plan ahead a little bit. Travel is much easier. I know for me now, no seatbelt extension. I can walk and explore and not get short of breath, not have to try to plan my activities around my capabilities. I still have limitations, as we all do, but not nearly as many as before. So let's talk about it. First off, travel, getting there. Whether you are traveling by plane or by car, plan ahead. Pack some snacks. I know for myself, when I'm just sitting for extended periods of time, the snack monster comes out. Rare, rare. And if I have healthy choices, even if I eat more than I normally do, then I don't get into trouble. If I don't have healthy choices with me, a lot of times it's easy to pop by one of those little convenience stores and get something that maybe is not as good a selection for me. So, healthy choices. I like to pack nuts. I pack protein bars. I always take an empty water bottle through airport security, and I pack tons of the little flavor packets for water bottles. For my whole trip, I generally travel outside of the country. In fact, since I had surgery 19 months ago, I visited 11 different countries. Those little things that we get used to in this country are not as easy to find and sometimes impossible to find. I know when I was in Sweden last year, our guide saw myself and my friend that I traveled with flavoring our water, and she was just astonished. She had never seen anything like that. So don't necessarily count on things like that being available if it's something that you really rely on. Another thing that I really would advise you to do while you're traveling is, if you're staying in hotels, find out if there's a refrigerator. If there is, and if there's not, it kind of changes what you buy. But either way, when I first get to a city, I immediately ask the front desk, where is the nearest market that I can get groceries? I walk there. I love, one of my guilty pleasures, and this is kind of strange, is going to grocery stores in other countries. If you're the same way, let me know. I just love to see how the locals live, what they eat, how they shop, how groceries are different in other places. A lot of times I find there's not as much junk food, and that's a good thing. I know when I was in here again, I think it was in Denmark, that my friend and I, who were traveling together, we went to a market. Her choices were probably not as aligned with health as mine, I guess I could say, but she got like a 2 liter of Coke and some chips and candy bars, and her small little bag of groceries was like $40. I got fruit, fresh veggies to cut up, cheese, some salami, some yogurt, and I think mine was $10. So I was thankful that those choices that I wanted were fairly reasonably priced. But I always, when I'm going somewhere, I travel. One of my nighttime snacks, as any of you who watch my videos knows, almost every night I eat fresh vegetables with my protein ranch dip, which I make with ranch powder and non fat Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. So when I travel out of the country, I take little packets of ranch powder. When I go to the market, I will buy some yogurt. The unflavored, a lot of times you have trouble finding the non fat, but just get the unflavored, and I make my own ranch powder, stick it in the fridge in my room, hopefully. I'll also buy things like cucumbers, carrots, little tomatoes, Uh, in the fruit, I'll get bananas, apples, berries. I carry one of my things that I carry. One of these, this is one is from Bariatric Pal, but it's eating utensils in one. Um, I always carry that with me so that I can have that in my room and it packs up very easily. So every night I will continue my home habit. I'll have those fresh vegetables and my ranch dip right before I go to bed. I will also look in the grocery for things like local cheese. Like I said, the salami, some ham, maybe some unsweetened but flavored yogurt that's not quite as high in sugar. People will often ask me, well, if you don't speak the language, how do you know what the caloric value is? That's where your phone and an app comes in handy. I use Lose It, and it recognizes a lot of foods that are not sold in the United States. I will scan something. If I'm not sure if it's a high sugar food, I'll scan it. It'll pop up on my phone and I'll know. So that way you can kind of stay in plan with things, especially that are not going to make you sick, because the last thing you want is to dump when you're on vacation. Been there, done that, don't want to go back. The other thing that I will really recommend when you're traveling is take Ziploc bags. That way, just put some empty Ziploc bags in your suitcase. I also always either pack a knife, a steel knife, or a regular knife in my suitcase, not in my carry-on, or I will ask the restaurant or the bar at the hotel if I can borrow one. That way, I'll have something to cut up my vegetables with. But those Ziploc bags, after you cut things up, put it in there, put it in your fridge. I kind of do that the first night that I get in a new location just to kind of settle in. Cut up some fruit. I will, if I have leftover fruit in the morning at the buffet, I'll take it up to the room, put it in a Ziploc bag, maybe carry it with me when I'm out touring that day. And that gets us to, oh, another thing that I always bring. Either I will go to the nearby market and I will buy, if they have them, some little pouches of tuna. I will eat those in the hotel if I get hungry for a snack midday and don't want to go out to a restaurant. Or, and I'll also take some little packs like of mayonnaise, mustard, things like that. Or I'll pack a few pouches from home. The little flat pouches, like Starkist pouches, very easy to transport, just to have on hand. Almost all hotels, especially in Europe or in Asia, offer a buffet breakfast most of the time or many times included with the room. They almost always have a lot healthier choices than we do here. Boiled eggs, some what we call deli meat, cold cuts, cheeses, some cereals that are not laden with sugar like they are here, yogurt, fruit. I always enjoy those. And like I said, if I have a little extra fruit, take it up to the room with me. When I'm eating out in restaurants, when I'm on vacation, I do the same thing that I do at home. I may adventure out a little bit, try some of the local dishes, eat things that maybe I don't eat as much at home because I know I'm going to be getting in a lot of movement. But I do tend to go with protein, vegetable, protein, vegetable. It may be a different kind of protein. I may be eating a lot more duck or a lot more seafood, but I've still kind of stick to that framework. Uh, and like I said, I'm getting a lot of movement, and I know you will too. Travel is to explore or to rest, but for me, it's getting in a lot of movement and exploring. So I don't really, if I have a little extra food, I look at it as fuel for that exploration. Some things besides the little bariatric pal silverware that I always carry. I brought them to show you. This I love. This is a collapsible water kettle. There's a plug for it. I have the cord over there. Fill it up with water. You have boiling water in your room, and it collapses when you're ready to go. Of course, a lot of hotels have this, but I use this in the afternoon, I'm used to having this. This is like a tomato bouillon. I'll carry a bottle of this with me. A lot of times I just want something savory. I'm not really hungry, but I'm a little thirsty and want something savory. So I'll fix myself something like this, or some coffee, or some hot tea, and that satisfies me. That's the things that I do at home, so that way I can kind of continue those habits. I always carry a plastic cup with me as well. This, I have a set of these. This is a collapsible bowl. I have a plate as well. It folds up. At night, when I fix my vegetables, I have some little ones too, but when I fix my vegetables, put it in this, sit there, look at my YouTube, watch videos, and have my snacks and not have to spread them out on a paper towel from the bathroom. But I really, this stuff fits in a gallon bag, and it just kind of helps me stay more in routine when I'm away from home. So I would love to hear. Tell me about your travel experiences since you've had surgery. Tell me the places you've gone. What do you do different when you're traveling now than you did before you had surgery? What tips do you have for others? I would love to hear from you. I would also love to hear any ideas for future videos. This video came from a suggestion when I was traveling last year. Somebody asked me, what do you do different? How has it changed? So here's that video. If there's something you want to hear me talk about, put it in the comments below. I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.